Happy Father's Day 2022. Major League Baseball supports the Home Run Challenge and prostate cancer research as we welcome you to Wrigley Field for Braves baseball. It is brought to you by Truist. It's another gorgeous afternoon. Sun-splashed skies as the Braves wrap up a two-city road trip and try to get home at 4-2 away from Truist Park. Hi again, friends. Brian Jordan, Paul Bird, Chip Carey. A very happy Father's Day. BJ, let's make it a happy flight home for Atlanta. They've had a good road trip so far, especially this offense. The first three games up in Washington, the bottom third of the lineup's been red hot on the trip.
Yeah, they have to salvage the series today. And this 7, 8, 9 hitters have been awesome over the last 4 or 5 games. How about that guy, Arcia? Ever since taking over for Albies, he's getting it done, folks. And Duvall, he goes deep yesterday. He is starting to see the long ball happen for him. And that guy right there, Michael Harris II, continues to get better every game. Hopefully the top end of this lineup will catch up, and we'll see a lot of runs today, Chip.
Yeah, I was going to say, bottom of the order production's a little bit of an offensive changeup, and that's somewhat apropos, Paul Burt, because 2 changeup specialists wrap up the series on the mound.
Changeup masters, Chip. Kyle Hendricks for the Cub, and then Bob's son, Ian Anderson, on the hill, the changeup behind the head. These guys can not just throw good changeups, which is normally a pop-up pitch, but they can also strike you out on it. You see it right there. Second in the big leagues for Ian Anderson on the rank. Pablo Anderson for the Miami Marlins is number 1. The wind is blowing out to right, left a little bit today, so it's going to go against that change. We're going to see some great action on both of them.
That's why Brian Jordan is smiling so broadly here on Father's Day Sunday at Wrigley Field. You're right. Braves need a win, try to salvage the third and final game of this series on Father's Day at the friendly confines. It's been a family affair between the Braves and Cubs, and we'll continue the series right after the break.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines, keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
It's another beautiful day in the windy city of Chicago. Clark the Bear trying to distract the Bravos. Yeah, Wilson and William Contreras both had a great day yesterday. It truly has been a family affair all weekend long, but hopefully for Brian Snitker, the Braves will get back in the win column and come home with a 4-2 road trip. The Toyota batting order has a bit of a different look. Phil Gosselin will make his season debut for the Braves at second base, as Orlando Arcia, BJ's had a hot start for the Braves, taking place of Ozzie Albies in the lineup, but a tough customer, Kyle Hendricks, changeup artist, goes to work in Game 3.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to wait and get a changeup up in the air. We see the flags not blowing as much in as we've seen the last couple of days, so I suspect, guys, the ball will be flying.
This is Hendricks' second start since June the 1st. His last outing came against the Padres, 4 hits, 1 run, 6 strikeouts in 5 innings, and the Braves have really liked what they've seen, Paul, from Kyle Hendricks head-to-head.
Yeah, they've had good success against Hendricks in the past. It is baseball, so you can't figure it out. Doesn't mean they will today, but they have liked what they've seen from him and have hit him well in the past.
And his first offering of the day is in for a strike, says Bill Miller, and we are underway.
Wow, he starts off with a changeup. How about that? Showing it early in the count. That'll keep guys honest.
Braves could use some good hitting luck, as that's in for a strike.
Wow, if he's going to get that pitch all day, we are in trouble, guys.
Getaway day strike zone, looks like early. 15 balls, 100 miles an hour or more.
Look at this
for the
pitch.
Braves.
That's way in, Paul.
I agree. As long as we get the same thing. That's what Ian Anderson's saying on the bench.
Hendricks into his windup, and the 1-2 pitch is cut on and missed. There's the changeup, and Acuna is out number 1. Fellas, what are your 4 keys?
Well, for Ian Anderson, you got to keep the changeup down in the zone because that ball is going to be flying out to left field today. And hey, let's get back to playing ABC baseball. We've watched the Cubs do it the last couple of days and execute well. Let's do it ourselves, the Braves.
76 degrees at first pitch. Winds out of the southeast at 8 miles an hour, blowing toward the left field corner. As Dansby digs in with 1 out, and Takes a strike. Again, some bad luck for the Braves offense. As I mentioned, 15 batted balls, 100 miles an hour or more. They have just 5 hits. Out of those 15, Dansby's been victimized with some of that tough luck in the first 2 games. But you got to make your own luck against this guy who's telling you what he's going to throw, and it's been on point so far, Paul.
That's it. Fastball in the upper 80s, changeup in the upper 70s. Curveballs to righties only 9% of the time. Very unusual for a righty on righty to only throw that few breaking balls. I want you to think of going down 400 in your car. You can change lanes. That's different sides of the plate, or you can step on the gas or hit the brake, stay in the same lane. And that's how you get hitters out, front to back, hitting the brake, stepping on the gas, and then moving to the right side, then the left side of the plate. So this guy gets guys out different ways, and if you do that, it doesn't matter how hard you throw.
There's a shot hammered toward the gap in right center. That's going to get down for a base hit. So Dansby Swanson with 2 strikes has the Braves' first hit. They go opposite field, and here we go in the top of the first inning.
And Paul, I was about to say, with all the right lane switching, left lane switches, against a guy like this, I'm moving up in the box, and I'm saying, challenge me with the fastball. If you keep throwing me that changeup, I'm going to get it up in the zone, and I'm going to go yah-yah.
I like your plan. You may have had a meeting with Dansby Swanson before the game.
All I know is that I get fired up hearing Paul Burt driving up 400 stories.
Yes. Yeah, well, you know, when you go to Truist Park, you know, there's some navigation involved. There's always traffic.
Swing and a shot on the first pitch, but that's hit right to Morel. Austin Riley, another bullet. And the Braves are squaring up some baseballs in this series. Haven't found a whole lot of green grass. Riley is 0 for 8 in the series. That's the second out.
And you can see his frustration right there, hitting another bullet right to an outfielder. Hey, the Braves are hitting the ball hard.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Just not finding the holes.
Well, maybe Matt can. He's 0 for 6 in the series. And hitting .242 on the year. Olsen 0 for 3 head-to-head with Kyle Hendricks, who's 2 and 5 so far for the Cubs this year. Runner goes, good jump. The pitch is a ball. The throw to second is into shallow center field. Dansby Swanson has stolen his 10th base of the season. He'll stand there with 2 outs.
I'm really surprised that he laid there and the ball's in the outfield. I don't know whether the ball hit him or a good deep by the second baseman here.
Yeah, Jonathan Villar looked like he kept
he
the tag
did.
on.
Good job.
Dansby didn't see where the ball was, so he can only move up 90 feet. But as I said, 10 out of 12 in steals. And now a hit could give the Braves a first inning run.
Just glad Dansby's okay. Already lost Ozzie. You're not allowed to be hurt. So that had me worried when he stayed on the ground.
Olsen 3 for 21 at the plate on the road trip. And takes that one downstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. You got Travis d'Arnaud waiting on deck. Matt will take his walks. He does have a ton of extra base hits. Let's see, at the very least, he can pass the baton to another hot-hitting Braves catcher, Travis d'Arnaud, who's got the start today. And that's exactly what will happen. First and second, 2 outs. Only the 20th walk for Hendricks in 64 1/3 innings this year. And that looked like a pitch around. And now he'll go righty-righty with d'Arnaud, who's 3 for 7 with a home run against Kyle. So we'll see what gives for David Ross and his veteran right-handed starter, Kyle Hendricks.
Let's see, d'Arnaud is not sitting on that back line, that chalk. So he's moving up in the box.
Swing and a drive. He ambushed him. That one way out of here onto Waveland Avenue. In the blink of an eye, the Braves strike first. It's 3-0.
And that, my friend, is why you move up in the box and catch that changeup up in the zone. And Travis d'Arnaud did not miss. We talked about the flags going to left field. Guys are going to hit some home runs today.
Well, BJ, you've been talking the last couple days about playing the elements. I think we're okay with launch angle today. Nice to see Braves get on the board. That feels really good after losing 2. Good mojo in that dugout right now.
So the pitch around of Olson backfires. The very next pitch ends up on the street in left field. Braves 3, Cubs haven't hit yet. Here's William Contreras. That first pitch popped back toward us and out of play. It's 0-1.
Home run was 108 miles an hour. It went 433 feet. Travis d'Arnaud likes hitting on Father's Day.
That floats in. It's quickly 0-2.
Well, that's the first curveball of the day. Nasty, 71 miles an hour. It took a lot off of that pitch.
That's poked toward right and over the netting. And a great catch. Nice grab by a fan behind the Braves dugout. What a day for the Contreras family yesterday. William and Wilson both had good days at the plate.
And 5 hits between the both of them.
Last time brothers had 2+ hits in a game when they started at the same position, Benji and Yadier Molina, April 13th, 2008.
That's taken low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. In fact, there were 3 Molina brothers at one point in the major leagues.
Yeah.
Jose Molina was the third.
Yep.
So Hendricks already down 3-0. He's not out of the first inning yet. He is now, as that's over the inside corner. It's a big strike zone. Let's see if Ian Anderson can capitalize on that. Travis d'Arnaud capitalized. Jumped all over the first pitch he saw on Father's Day. A 3-run bomb out into the street. And after a half inning, we're off to a good Father's Day start. Braves country's enjoying this Father's Day. It's 3-0. Half inning, here come the Cubs, who have already won the series. Braves trying to avoid a sweep here in Game 3. David Ross is the Cubs manager. There's his Toyota starting lineup. Jonathan Villar has been a pest for Chicago. And Contreras, as BJ mentioned, coming off a 3-hit game yesterday for the homestanding Cubbies. So Ian Anderson trying to rebound from a disappointing outing last time out. He was handed a 6-run lead, could not pitch 5 innings and qualify for the win, Paul.
That's always tough when your hitters get you some runs. You can taste the W, but just can't quite get there for whatever reason. He's looking to bounce back today.
And he faces Christopher Morel, who's 1 for 8 in the series and hitting .273 on the year. And he jumps all over a pitch and rifles that toward left. And a leaping grab on the warning track by Duvall. Morel hit that ball right on the screws, but Adam, right place, right time, 1 out.
Well, I love the positioning of Adam Duvall. I mean, again, the flags are blowing out to left field, so he's playing a little deeper. If he plays in, guys, that ball is over his head for a double or triple to Morel. A great job by Adam Duvall. Good jump. Great play.
So like Contreras, a 6-game hit streak, Bertie.
It was like Ronnie's ball yesterday in the 9th.
Yeah.
113.2 off the bat. Expected batting average was .880. Went right to the left fielder.
That's in for a strike. It's got to be tough to be a starting pitcher, Paul, and stew on a game like the one Ian had in Washington, right?
Yeah.
You just got to wait and wait and wait to get a redeemer. But 3 early runs has to make you feel good, and that's not been the problem for Anderson. He gets a ton of run support. In fact, Anderson comes into play today, if I could find the note, averaging 6.7 runs per game.
It's pretty good.
Very good. He's got 3 already here in the first inning for Contreras, and that's poked toward third. Riley got a friendly hop and a perfect peg for out number 2. Here's our player resume. It's brought to you by Indeed. It is the Braves starter, Ian Anderson.
Well, indeed, you see these numbers that are very good against the National League Central. ERA low, love the walks, hits, innings pitched around that 1 number. You add them both together. If you get it below 1, that's extremely great. And we'll see if he can get to the 6th, 7th. Who knows, maybe the 8th.
On a day like this, though, you know you can't make a mistake with a changeup up.
Yeah.
We see more fastballs out of Ian.
Yes. But I think the good part about today with the wind, I mean, it's blowing in your face. So if you saw that last out, the ball went straight down hard on that changeup. So if you keep the ball down with your change and get that action, you're going to get ground balls all day. And then when you come up fastball high, it's got to be higher than high for the strikeout. And then you'll get your pop-ups, which, you know, the Winds aren't going to carry it out. So just stay out of the middle today, pitch your game. I think the Braves are going to erupt offensively, no promises, but it just feels like that. You can only keep this offense down for so long.
I love his pace, too. He's getting the ball and going right back to work. Good rhythm from Anderson, who faces a 2-2 count for Ian Happ, the Cubs left fielder, a switch hitter who's 1 for 6 in the series. Happ and Contreras, 2 veteran players on this Cub team that will be the subject, I guess, of trade rumors. Cubs are rebuilding. They've had a rough year. They're not sure when they're going to have the next great Cub team here. There's a lot of decisions to be made with these veteran players as Happ shoots one the other way and beats the shift. Got to give the Cubs credit. This entire series, they have done an excellent job of manipulating the baseball, hitting it line to line.
And I said, David Ross is a good manager. He knows he doesn't have the guys that's going to hit for power all the time, so he's preaching to them. Hey, you see the shift over 2 strikes? Shorten up, go the other way, take that base hit. And we've seen that the first 2 days.
Cubs have a ton of injuries. Nick Madrigal, Seiya Suzuki, Stroman, Smiley, Schwindel, Bodie. They are racked with injuries. They're trying to stay relevant. But it's got to be encouraging for them. They've taken 2 straight over-the-world champs at the start of this series. And they head to Pittsburgh and St. Louis for a week-long road trip that starts tomorrow. We head home for the Giants. And the weather is going to be Atlanta hot, just how we like it. The pitch is off the plate for Jonathan Villar. 1 ball, 1 strike. Villar 2 RBIs in the series. You might recall he scored the only run of the game here on Friday. And a 1-0 Chicago victory. And Happ took off too early, and Ian Anderson should have him picked off. And at long last, the tag applied by Phil Gosselin. And Happ makes a base running mistake, and the Braves cash that in. Shutdown inning for Atlanta. 3-0 Braves as we go to the 2nd. Photos. Hope you're getting to spend a few minutes with Dad on Father's Day 2022. Here with us on Valley Sports, but also participating in the Home Run Challenge. Every homer in this game raises money for prostate cancer research. Braves have already added to that total with a 3-run homer from Travis d'Arnaud. Now Adam Duvall leads off the 2nd. And takes a strike. So far, $1.4 million have been raised in the challenge. You can make a pledge by going online to homerunchallenge.org.
There's the big floating curveball that he doesn't throw a whole lot, but it's such a difference in velocity, BJ. It's got to be hard to stay back.
No doubt about it, but it is hanging, though. Wow. If you can sit back and wait on that pitch.
Coming out of your shoes.
Yes.
And a big swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 3 for Hendricks, and that's how the 2nd inning starts as we welcome back Phil Gosselin.
The Goose. The goose is loose, BJ.
Yes, he is. Look at those numbers, career numbers. 261, 17 home runs, 101 RBIs. This guy's been around the league.
And I just want to say those are phenomenal numbers for a part-time player. It's not easy to hit over 250. I remember Hal McRae told me if you can just hit 250 off the bench, then it's like hitting 300 as a starter.
That's got to be even more difficult now with the DH universally applied in our sport. In the former National League clubs, bench players almost never get to play. So a chance for Phil to get 4 at-bats for Atlanta. As that one off the plate, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Man, but I know if I'm RC, I'm like, man, I don't want to get out of the lineup.
No.
I am hot.
That surprised me.
Good take. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a shot hit toward Morel in center, who backtracks and makes a cap-high catch. And that is out number 2. It's time for our GNG impact player, Michael Harris. His first trip to Wrigley Field. Heck, his work just continues to astound and amaze. Look what he's done, guys, over the last week and a half.
Yeah, he just continues to impress me, guys. Every at-bat, he just continues to get better. You know, a lot of young kids come up and they start out hot and they slow down, but he's been fairly consistent.
.324 average, 12 RBIs, 6 doubles, 1 triple, 2 steals, and hardly a mistake in center field.
That's been the most impressive, his defensive skills. But to hit 2 home runs, Oppo Taco, is outstanding.
Yeah.
Showing his power early.
Well, this will be a test for him. Can he be patient and productive against Kyle Hendricks? Good layoff there. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Hendricks today would have trouble not just getting drafted, but signing with a major Division I team. And here he is effective in the big leagues because of his style.
Swing and a miss. Much better second inning for Kyle Hendricks. 2 strikeouts, but no more runs. 3-0 Atlanta. Home second coming up.
Bottom 2 we go. 3-0 Braves. Ian Anderson back out on the bump. We saw a lot of that fastball changeup in the opening frame from Ian Anderson, and that's something Rick Kranitz has been very happy with how he's establishing. Bertie, I heard you talking about it, but also wants us to keep an eye on something he and Travis has been working on as far as the curveball, trying to get that involved earlier on for him in his outings. He goes, watch the first one to the hitter and then watch the second one be to the Cubs dugout, basically so that they know he's not afraid to go back there. But as far as pitch sequencing, Bertie, and what they're trying to accomplish with that, expand on it a little bit.
Well, I love your timing because he just threw one right there to VR, starting off the game. And even if it's not a strike, which it wasn't, it serves a purpose to that dugout where they say, hey, he's going to throw it. I do think he needs to throw it more because I think if you're 50-50, changeup or fastball, guys have a lot higher chance of being right at guessing one of those. And then if you only throw fastballs up and then you only throw changeups down, then they can look location and they have much higher chance of guessing right. That's where you get all the foul balls, the high pitch counts in 4 or 5 innings. So more curveballs, and I think he's going to be better off.
Jonathan VR back in the box after Ian Happ was picked off, so he got a new set of strikes, and the count to him is 2-2.
I'm going to be honest, Paul. I like that fastball he's throwing right now. He's keeping it down in the zone, throwing it for a strike. And we talk about the elements. Got to keep the ball down today.
He's been popping the glove at 95, 96 in today's game. And VR digs in with a 2-2 count. And got a feeble swing and a miss. There's strikeout number 1 for Ian Anderson, who enjoys a 3-0 lead.
Keep attacking with the fastball.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, show the off speed like you're saying, out of the zone, maybe get a chase, but that fastball is effective early in this ball game.
I agree with you. There's a saying for starting pitchers called know what you have that day. So if you have something that is outstanding, you abandon the other game plan and know what you have that day. That's working. There's another curveball attempt.
To Patrick Wisdom, the Cubs' third baseman. Wisdom 0 for 2 in the series, 12 homers, and a .223 batting average. Travis d'Arnaud, a 3-run homer, the only offense in the game to this point.
And another. Ball has to be thrown out because when Travis threw it back, it bounced on the dirt. BJ can attest the hitters are so sensitive to that.
That's right.
They request
It's
the
a
ball
little,
be thrown out.
little scuff on the ball right there. We don't need you guys having any more advantages you already have.
Come on
In the
now.
old days, those guys could make it sing, couldn't they, BJ?
Yeah, exactly.
Today, you know, 4-seam up in the zone. Maybe not as much, but still moves.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Perfect pitch.
Wisdom might have thought that was a little high. Digs back in right on top of the plate. Ian's got the one he likes. Here it comes. And it's outside to the man from Murrieta, California. Patrick Wisdom. The 3-2 pitch. He lost him. That's the second Cubs base runner. Wisdom's aboard with a 1-out walk. That's something I know Ian is working on, thinks about a lot. He does walk a few too many. Let's see if he can work around this free pass in the Chicago second. Nico Hoerner, the hitter.
Paul, I would love Ian to challenge more hitters. You know, he'll get ahead and then he'll nibble. You know, with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball down in the zone, he has the stuff to be more aggressive and attack.
Last 3 hitters start them all off with curveballs. You can see this is his game plan. He's working on that today with the wind blowing out. We'll get some depth to that.
And the microphone placement right behind home plate is awesome, isn't it?
It is.
You can really hear the glove of the catcher's popping. You hear the crack of the bat at the point of contact. And d'Arnaud got loud in the first inning. Let's see what Anderson does here. The pitch fouled away. And a ball and 2 strikes.
Talked about the lane. You see a changeup in there in that lane. Ian is good staying in his lane, usually missing up or down if he does. Not a lot of righties throw changeups to righties in. I like that setup pitch. It opens up everything else.
The 1-2 pitch. Wisdom a short lead at first. The pitch is bounced toward third. Riley got the big hop. Second base 1. The turn to first is in time. It's a double play. Nice job by Phil Gosselin on the turn at the Keystone base. Nothing doing for the Cubs in the second. It's 3-0 Atlanta with Acuna coming up. Up feature. Anytime you get a superstar back from injury, it's like making a trade without giving anyone up, Ryan, and certainly Acuna has made an impact.
Yeah, welcome him back. I mean, you see the numbers with him. He just brings the energy, man. And, you know, especially in the outfield early on, he could just DH for a little bit. But now that he's in the outfield every game, oh, it changes this team around.
Yeah, because he can play right. Harris is in center. Duvall is in left. You can have Marcell Ozuna or Contreras DH.
Yes.
So there has been a ripple effect for Ronald, not just in his numbers, but the rest of the team, as that ball is scorched toward right, but right at Jason Hayward. And Acuna's out number one. Hendricks has retired 5 straight after the Travis d'Arnaud homer.
Ronald, stop hitting the ball right to the outfielders and infielders. My goodness.
But that's a good sign because he's been struggling and popping up a lot. But, you know, yesterday he hit nothing but bullets off the bat. Even that ball right there, that's not bad. He is still scorching the ball, and we know Ronald, when he gets hot, he gets hot. And it's coming.
Dansby singled in the first inning and scored ahead of a homer. And that takes a strike. Said it before, guys. I love watching this guy do his thing in the number 2 spot on the lineup card.
Yeah, he's been very impressive. I mean, from a slow start, striking out a lot. I mean, he's really turned his game around, being very patient at the plate. And putting the ball in play with 2 strikes. He's been so good, especially with runners in scoring position.
Dansby behind the count, 0-2. The pitch is wasted high.
Dansby doesn't have kids yet, so I'm going to say shout out to his father, Cooter, on Father's Day for building into his son, coaching him up at a young age, and you see it come to fruition now.
And not just building him up as a ball player, man. He does a lot in the community, and that's what I love more about Dansby. I mean, he cares about our youth and cares about his community. I mean, that's so important beyond baseball, and give his dad a lot of credit.
Great point.
Gotta love the name too, Cooter.
Oh, it's the greatest
Wow.
baseball name there never was.
Other than Brian Jordan, who's too modest to say that.
Yes.
Or humble. I think it was humble. 1-2
Humble.
pitch is on the ground and just fouled. He missed a double by an eyelash. It's 1-2.
Talk about names. There's a couple Dansbys that we've run into this year because he's so popular. So I think that's when you've arrived, Chip, is when they start naming children after you. I can remember, hey, this is my son, Maddox. Oh, big Braves fans.
No Bird?
No Bird. No, I never reached that status.
Downstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dansby couldn't resist, swung and missed that. That's 5 strikeouts for Hendricks. And 2 are away in the Atlanta third. The All-Star game will be in Los Angeles. This man is a strong candidate to represent the National League, and his manager, Brian Snitker, who will skipper the National League squad at Dodger Stadium. You can vote for your favorite Braves up to 5 times a day. Go to Braves.com/vote.
So many hitters just don't want to change. You know, I talk about Travis moving up in the box, but I watch Dansby, I watch Riley. They just love putting their foot in that hole that's already there.
When pitchers threw slower, was there more of that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, guys really made some adjustments back in the day based off the speed of that pitcher.
Well, one guy you never wanted to do that to is Bob Gibson. You call timeout and move up and dig a hole, he'd say, you might want to fill that in, otherwise I'm going to put you in it.
Well, that's the same as Randy Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't think too many guys moved up in the box on him.
No. That's upstairs.
I had the umpire telling me, hey, get back in the box. I'm trying to move back to the catcher.
Yeah.
For every foot you move up in the box, it equals 3 miles an hour, making the fastball quicker and effective velocity. So you got to be careful how far you move up.
Well, it looked like d'Arnaud moved up I don't know, the width of 2 baseballs maybe. Didn't seem like a giant adjustment, but it sure paid off.
Well, my point, if a guy's throwing 86 and you move up a foot, that's 89. That's not that big a deal.
That one's poked into right field. A full count base hit for Austin Riley. That's his first hit of the series. It comes in the 3rd inning of Game 3.
And that's the hit that's going to get him going. Slapping that ball out the right field. That was a pitch tough, down and away. Just flipping the bat head out there. He's so strong. Man.
That was a good pitch, too.
That was a good pitch. But even better hit.
That's my pitching wedge swing right there, BJ. Backside goes out.
They walked Matt Olson to get to Travis d'Arnaud. That didn't work for the Cubs. d'Arnaud hit a 3-run homer. And that skies that one off to the left and into the seats where a fan from Peoria, Illinois will make the catch. No balls and a strike.
Love to see Matt get it going. He is missing so many pitches, popping them up. And he's seeing a lot of off-speed pitches, change-ups, curveballs from right-handers.
Swing and a shot that's headed for the corner. Hayward had him shaded that way, can't cut it off. Ball dies in the corner. Riley on his way to 3rd. He's going to stop there. Matt Olson with his 25th double. And the Braves have him 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs.
Hendricks tried to get the fastball by him here. He should have stuck with the changeups. He threw that inside, giving Matt Olson a chance to turn on that ball. Great play by Jason Hayward, playing it off those, what do you call it out there, Chip?
Bricks, ivy, metal walls.
Yeah, the ivy.
There's all kind of stuff.
I had bad memories of that ivy. I don't even want to yell it out.
What's the rule when it goes in there?
Hey, put your hands up.
You
Put
reach
your
in,
hands
it's
up.
still live.
That's exactly right. And something might bite you in there. Who knows?
Yeah.
You don't want to go in there. That's
Get poison ivy.
something. As d'Arnaud goes to work and check the swing. That is a strike. They ring him up 0-1. Bill Veeck and his family planted the ivy here on the walls at Wrigley Field. Bittersweet and English ivy. And that is the distinctive feature on television. You see it in full bloom.
And BJ, I'm guessing it's not very soft when you run into it.
Absolutely not, because you got brick behind it. The ivy was soft, but that brick was really hard, Paul.
No padding.
No padding. I laid there. I thought my kneecap was exploded, but it didn't, thank goodness, and I stayed in the game.
1-1 pitch is out of play to the right. This is how the game began for Atlanta. Travis d'Arnaud, our Zaxby's indescribably good play.
And this is just having a plan, guys. He's seen the hitters before him. Hendricks throwing a lot of change-ups. He went up there looking for it and did not miss it.
So 9 homers, 31 RBIs for him. And would you say 18 home runs from your catching core is a good year?
Yes, it is.
And we're only in mid-June. And the weather in Atlanta just starting to heat up. Baseball-wise, the pitch. Driven out of play. And that's headed for the stands. Those fans from Joliet, Illinois.
Seating chart here, too.
Oh, yeah.
Quick.
I had it since '98. Haven't changed a bit. Despite the new look to Wrigley Field. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Riley at 3rd, Olson at 2nd. All this trouble coming with 2 outs. 3-0 Braves have the lead. And a swing and a miss is going to retire d'Arnaud and Atlanta. Kyle Hendricks has struck out 6 men, but he trails 3-0 after 2.5.
He got me into baseball, and me and my twin brother, he would have us in the yard all the time, and just hitting ground balls. We'd go to the field, he'd throw BP, and even still, he loves to be a part of it, and we wouldn't be in this game without him, so I have to give him a ton of credit.
Yeah, nothing like playing catch with your dad being your coach, not just in baseball, but in life. And, the Anderson family's awfully proud of their son on this Father's Day as he enjoys a 3-0 lead in the finale at Wrigley Field.
Ian's father is named Bob. Well done. I agree with BJ. You have a great young man on the field as well as off. Pleasure to interview and be around. Not just a good baseball player, good human being.
Yan Gomes will lead off. He is the Cubs catcher today, and that's a fastball for a strike. Interesting. Curveballs for all the Cubs hitters to start their at-bats in the second. Comes back with a heat against Gomes in their first matchup. He's way ahead 0-2 and working at a terrific pace. Can't state that enough.
And I think that's different. Ian is usually a lot slower on the mound. But you said it. He wants the ball after the last start.
When you're a reliever, you may get in there the next day. So even
Right.
if you don't get in there the next day, you have hope and you carry that with you when you walk down to the pen as a starter. You know you got to wait and wait. It feels like a week.
So how did you handle that, Paul? Not that you had a lot of bad starts, but when you have one like Ian did where you had a win if you just got 3 more outs, right? It just didn't happen for him. That's got to be the worst part of it.
It is. You walk around angry for a couple days, and then you work on things in your bullpen, and the best starters cannot wait to take the mound again because they're confident in their abilities and want to get out and show it. When you're younger, it can shake you a little bit. I believe Ian's past that stage because he already knows he belongs up here and has been so successful. So for him, can't wait to get back out there.
So 4 innings, 4 runs, 4 walks. That was the big killer for Anderson, who threw 80 pitches against the Nationals. And he just struck out Yan Gomes. Second strikeout for Ian. Again, that fastball has been as good as it's been all year today.
Yeah, I like it. I like when he's throwing more fastballs.
Shout out to Bob for teaching your son how to throw 95 on the black from behind the head with some extra effective velocity. Wow.
I mean, if I'm a Cub hitter, I'm facing Ian. I'm saying, oh, we're going to see a lot of changeups. Oh, man, and all of a sudden he's switched it up on us. First time through, fastballs.
Ground ball by Jason Hayward, who jammed himself, and Olsen will take care of that for out number 2. And Alfonso Rivas is coming up, but first a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Do you agree, guys, one advantage the Braves have in this game, talking about the 2 changeup masters, Hendricks for the Cubs and Ian Anderson for the Braves, the difference between Anderson's fastball and his changeup is a lot greater than that of Kyle Hendricks.
Yes.
So easier to cover both pitches, I would think, from a hitter's standpoint, Brian.
Definitely. That's why I said it's so important to move up in the box, because you're not going to blow you away with a fastball. So you'll have a better chance of catching that changeup up in the zone or the curveball up in the zone if you move up. But a guy like Ian, who can heat it up at 95, 96, you're sitting there like, should I move up or should I move back? Now it plays in your mind.
There's another curve.
Rivas got the call from the minor leagues when Frank Schwindel hurt himself in Game 1. A strained lower back put him on the injured list. So Rivas getting a chance to play at first for Chicago. Couple of homers, 13 RBIs, batting .208, 2 hits in this set. Both of those came yesterday.
Laid down a nice bunt yesterday, too, to get the inning started.
I like it. Curveball up for a strike. And then one tried to get him to chase. So he's definitely changed his game plan, not just for one inning, but following through, and also has that great fastball going.
Runs it full with 2 outs to the 9th place hitter, with Christopher Morel waiting on deck. Jammed him and hit right to short. Dansby's got that. Ian Anderson is through 3 innings with a 1-hit shutout and a 3-0 lead. It's been a family affair this weekend at Wrigley Field. The Contreras brothers, their family was here. William and Olga, mom and dad, wives, kids, nieces, nephews. I mean, it's been an awesome sight. They both had terrific games for their respective clubs. And this Father's Day, join Major League Baseball in the fight against prostate cancer by supporting the Home Run Challenge. Visit MLBcommunity.org to learn more.
That is a great sight. Man, can't even imagine. You know, I have a brother, but I wish he would have been able to play in the major leagues. Playing together would be so much fun.
Or the NFL.
Exactly. He was a football player too, yeah.
If he was a receiver doing a crossing route, would you lay him out?
My brother?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Doesn't surprise me a bit, but I had to ask for the record. As that one is in for a strike, it's 1-2.
And after I hit him, I would say that's for stealing my food when we were younger.
Now, was this your little brother or big brother?
No, big brother.
Big brother?
Yeah.
Love it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. For William Contreras, the Braves DH today. The pitch is off the netting by the Cubs dugout. It's still 1-2.
It's fun watching him, Contreras. I mean, he makes so many adjustments on what we saw over the past couple of years out of him. He looks like a veteran player now.
That happened
He's still
quick.
so young. I
Yeah,
know. It's amazing.
And it's not just at the plate, it's behind the dish receiving as well.
In the air to left, but no carry to it. Happ is under. And he's got the glasses on a bright sunny day. That's out number 1 in the Atlanta 4th. Contreras is 0 for 2. Here's Adam Duvall. This part of the lineup has really shined this entire road trip. 7, 8, 9 on the lineup card, and Adams had a hand in that. We'll show you our Bringing the Lumber feature presented by Yellowwood.
Yeah, this back end of the lineup been fun to watch in June. Ever since Michael Harris II has come up, getting a lot of production out of that 9 spot. And Adam Duvall starting to heat up, and Arcia been doing a great job for the Braves.
Dribble towards short. Nico Horner makes a nice play. 2 outs. And Phil Gosselin will be the hitter. Gosselin getting a spot start today and playing second base. He flied out to center in his lone trip today. Important game for the Braves. Feels a whole lot better going home 4-2 as opposed to 3-3. Also, you wrap up this stretch of 29 games against sub-500 teams. Chance to go 21-8 in that stretch. That's really impressive work. And the schedule, as we've talked about, at least as far as on paper goes, gets a lot tougher over the next week and a half. Giants, Dodgers, and then the Phillies. That's in for a strike for Gosselin. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You're right on the schedule. I still say if the Braves played their game, they're the remaining World Series champions. I think they're going to be okay. Maybe they don't win 14, 15 in a row, but they play well and have a good record against good teams, because if they play their game, I think they're better.
Two balls and a strike, 2 outs, and a shot toward Rivas at first. That was nicely done. Shades of Mark Grace over at first for the Cubs. 3 up, 3 down. Atlanta got a 3-run homer in the first, and Ian Anderson's making it stand up. Braves, onesies with zippers, no buttons. That's always helpful. Guillermo Heredia loves to see his kids run around in the park. Gotta love that. Hard to believe Ronald Acuna Jr.'s a dad, too. And Orlando Arcia, twins.
Wow.
Have fun and play with your kids. That's all fantastic advice.
Outstanding.
From the youthful Braves themselves.
Does Heredia's kids run around the park swinging swords?
I would think so. As the top of the order coming up for Ian Anderson, he's given up just 1 hit.
Christopher Morel, he's rookie coming up, and I'm going to show you some pictures. Dominican Republic. He was coming on a bus ride and went into a convenience store in the Dominican, and the bus started to take off, so he ran out and he shoved the glass door and it shattered. And that picture on the left of his hand is the most that he can open it. So he cannot open his left hand, but it can hold a bat. His career was almost over, so 22 years old. He's full of energy. He says that every day is a blessing because he didn't think he would ever get to play again. So he comes up to the plate, he gives knuckles to the umpire, the catcher, salutes the pitcher, looks over at the opposing dugout, hits his chest. It's all a big routine. David Ross says it's all real. He's been a big pickup for their team, bringing him up.
Yeah, he's done a nice job. 5 homers, 6 hits in the last 24 at-bats out of the leadoff spot. Drove in a run in 3 of the last 4 games for Chicago. He's done a nice job for them. And he's played very well in center field for them. And look, that's what the Cubs are having to do. The Braves went through it themselves. You know, you go through a rebuild. It's tough, especially when a world championship is in the minds of so many here. They were the champs in 2016. As this one's on the ground into the shift, Gosselin's got it, loads up, throws out the Cubs' Contreras, and that is out number 2. And it's hard too because so many of the memories, Rizzo, Bryant, et al. Are playing elsewhere and still productive players. We're so fortunate that the Braves have not had to go through that kind of situation after a world championship season. We're trying to continue to build toward winning it again. It's been 2 decades since there's been a back-to-back world champion in Major League Baseball. Here's Happ. He singled and was picked off.
Got to be tough for Joe Madden. Theo, you look at people that were part of that, and then David Ross bringing him back. I like that move. But you're right. You see all the jerseys, and they're the Rizzos, the Baez, and you look around, these young guys, just totally different team for a fan base that, well, everybody wants to win, but, you know.
Well, as their late great broadcaster Jack Brickhouse said, look, anybody can have a bad century. They went 108 years between world titles. And they're itching for another one. The pitch is hammered into center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit on an 0-2 pitch. So Happ has both Cub hits. Both were hard hit. And I'm guessing his lead will be a step or so shorter this time around against Ian Anderson.
Oh, no. Take a chance.
He stole earlier and took off. Ian did a really nice job of stepping off the back part of that rubber. Sometimes pitchers will jerk and twitch, and then it's a balk, and the guy gets second. So you have to calm down when everybody screams, step off as loud as they can.
VR struck out to start the Chicago second, so he's 0 for 1 today. And at the knees for a strike. His fastball has been on point from the very first one he's thrown, Brian.
I mean, I love what I see out of him. He's went out at 9 batters through 4 innings, first pitch strikes. I mean, you gotta like what you see so far. And he's getting the ball back quick and throwing it. Not wasting a lot of time.
Ian, just 4 innings in his last start. That snapped a streak of 8 straight turns in which he pitched into the 6th inning. So one of his other goals, not just throwing the curveball more today, is to go deep into the game.
One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 3-0. Braves have the lead. The pitch to VR is cut on and missed. It's 1-2. You know about Anderson? First 2 times through the order, he's usually very, very tough. Then teams have made adjustments on him the 3rd time through the order. We'll see how that turns out in Game 3 today. So far, 7 ground ball outs, 2 strikeouts. First time and a half through the order. The next is lifted foul to the left.
And most of that damage, Chip, has been done with the fastball down in the zone, getting those ground balls, not leaving the changeup up. I think the strategy today is pretty good so far.
What do they say? The best pitch in baseball is a well-placed and well-executed fastball. Ian's had that working all day. Just 55 pitches with 2 strikes and 2 outs into this Cub 4th inning. And VR swings and misses, and that will retire the side. 3rd strikeout for Ian Anderson. His ball is darting everywhere, and Atlanta still leads at 3-0. Chicago on Father's Day is brought to you by Truist. So glad you're with us on this special Sunday. Good start. Atlanta leads at 3-0. A Travis d'Arnaud 1st inning homer. Ian Anderson with 4 innings of shutout ball. And Atlanta tries to add on here with Michael Harris leading off. Great to have Kelly Kroll back in Chicago, where she did such great work for the Cubs broadcasts for several years here. Paul Burt, Brian Jordan, yours truly, Chip Carey at Wrigley Field. Another packed house as the world champs go to work. That ball hammered deep toward left into the well. That ball is gone. Michael Harris, an opposite field home run at Wrigley Field. Hit it high, watch it fly. And that young fan is being told to throw it back. And he did. And Harris will want that souvenir, you bet. 3rd big league homer. And it leads off the Atlanta 5th.
Look, what I like about him, man, is he's seeing these pitches for the first time. First at bat, got tricked on a changeup away. And here, ball going away. And, man, I am so impressed with his opposite field power. He hit that ball. The run that ball had, unbelievable. 105 off the bat, 389 feet. That's all you need. Just get it over, get it over the basket, Chip, as you say. 25-degree angle on that swing.
Chip said he's going to get that ball. I'm thinking Michael Sr. How about that Father's Day present?
On the ground foul by Acuna, who's 0 for 2 in the game. No. Get that back. No, I think that's a different ball. One got thrown back onto the field of play, and that dad is telling his son, hey, if the Cubs hit a home run, you keep it. If the Braves hit a home run, you got to throw it back. And you heard the big cheer. Say, look, got to throw it back.
He's like, no.
There it is.
And a big cheer.
That's tough to do as a little kid.
Man.
Come on now. You gotta run him something up there.
1-2 count. On the ground to Horner. Crow hops and a strike to first. Ronald is 0 for 3, 1 away.
And if you were watching, that is not Ronald Acuna not hustling. He has been asked because of the knee to at times take it easy going down the line. And I would agree with that because health is more important.
Yeah, we need him in the outfield.
Yeah, until
don't
he's
take any chances.
Until he's a year out.
Right. And that's what people don't get after surgery. They say 9 months is unbelievable coming back. Yeah, great athletes can do that, but you're really not 100% until you're 12 months out.
Dansby didn't get that. He singled, scored, and struck out in the game. Braves continue to hammer Kyle Hendricks. A 6.03 ERA in 6 career starts. He's given up 7 runs against the Braves in each of his last 3 losses. This one is hit hard toward left. That's curling away from Happ. That's going to bounce over the basket. That'll be a rule book double.
Man, Dansby went down and got that pitch. Curveball down in the zone. Reaches down and pulls that. Look at that. Pulls it back. Good effort out there, but man, that ball was running away from the left fielder.
Big slow curve. Dansby, one of the best fastballs, especially inside part of the plate hitters on this team. When you can hit both, you're going well.
13th double for Swanson. Let's see if the Braves can add another here, leading 4-0. Austin Riley, a base hit to right his last time up. And Dansby's going to try to steal third, and he'll do it with a belly flop. No chance for Gomes to make a stab. And now a fly ball could get the Braves another run.
I love that aggressiveness there. I mean, take that base, get to third base, a fly ball will score you. You got the right man at the plate to do it.
Normally you steal third with a walking lead. He was just standing there, no signs of it at all.
Infield in, and a bullet hit to left. That is going to bounce off the base of the wall. Austin Riley will slide in with a missile to left. Back-to-back doubles. Atlanta has 2 more 5th inning runs.
And what did I tell you guys? That first hit he got today in that 3rd inning, he reached out, slapped at the right field. That's going to get him going. Wow. Back-to-back doubles.
3 extra base hits for the Braves in the inning, and Tommy Hotovy, their pitching coach, is out. I love that angle. Point of contact, you see the bat flex.
He has such a beautiful swing, too. Can draw the line straight down his body, and it's right in the middle. Rarely is he out in front, too far back. He's right on time.
So 41 RBIs for Austin Riley. The Braves on their way in Game 3 with a 5-0 score. As we continue, here's a quick message from Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Braves have 7 hits in the first 4 1/3 innings of this game after tallying a total of 11 hits in the first 2 games. So the hitting shoes are on today. They're the light blue for Father's Day. So the wristbands, the socks, and all for prostate cancer awareness on this holiday afternoon in Chicago. The pitch is headed for the roof to the left and over it. It's 0-2 for Matt. Hendricks was a 14-game winner last year. He's 2-5 this year. No balls, 2 strikes. Right off the end of the bat. And you can tell just looking at his body language, Paul, he's searching for answers, especially against the Braves, who've worn him out.
Yeah, he's struggled against us for whatever reason. We seem to. Today, everybody wants to say, oh, they got his pitches. Sometimes, without having the pitcher's pitches, you just have your team or your guy that you seem to have success against, or you have your team that you can't seem to get out.
He's had the strikeout ball working. He's punched out 6 hitters, so the stuff looks good. He's just made a couple of big mistakes.
And I'm hoping he make another one to Matt here and throw him an inside changeup.
Braves are hoping to win today and perhaps gain some ground on the Mets as the Cubs bullpen starts to work. The Mets and Marlins are playing today. Bassett and Alcantara are the pitchers in that game. There's no score in the 6th in New York. Here it's 5-0 Braves, and a cue shot is foul.
Hendricks' 4th start, allowing 5 or more earned runs this season. This is his 13th start. He has the 5th best changeup in the league statistically. Ian Anderson, number 2. And Pablo Lopez of the Marlins, having a great year. His changeup is ranked number 1.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Smoke toward the gap in left center field. That ball is well hit. That ball is off the ivy. 3 consecutive doubles. And the Braves now lead it 6-0. RBI number 32 for Matt Olson.
Good to see Olson getting it done. I mean, this is a good pitch away from him. Didn't try to do too much, just went right with it. And his power is just unbelievable. He put that ball in play, get on top of that ball. Man, we need him to get hot, guys.
And that's going to be the end of the line for Kyle Hendricks. 4 extra base hits in the 5th inning. 3 runs in the 1st on a homer. A Harris leadoff solo shot, then with 1 out. Swanson, Riley, and Olson with 2 base hits. And the struggles of Kyle Hendricks continue against the Braves today. He departs down 6 in inning number 5 at Wrigley.
What my dad has done for me, you know, he's, all the sacrifices and stuff. You kind of start to see where it comes from. You know how much you love the little guy. The days where things aren't good at the yard, being able to go back and pick him up and spend some time with him is awesome.
Yeah, you never forget your first Father's Day as a new dad. That's the case for Austin Riley, and he celebrated with a couple of hits, a run, and an RBI today. And the Braves now will take aim at a new pitcher for the Cubs, right-hander Adrian Sampson, who was called up from AAA before Thursday's game here in Chicago.
You see the numbers. 1 innings pitched in the big leagues.
And he's running into a buzzsaw today as Travis d'Arnaud's had a big Father's Day, a 3-run homer in the 1st inning. His 9th home run, 31 RBIs for the year.
How about this inning, guys? Harris, 105 off the bat. Riley, 103.7. And Olson, 101.
Braves catchers have had a great run of it. We talked about that briefly earlier. That's our stats with Lowe's.
Look at the catchers getting it done with the 18 homer, 50 RBIs. Man, you can't ask for more out of that production if you're Brian Snitker. Man, how do you keep these guys in the lineup?
What's great about it, too, if there was any position on the field where it would be advantageous to have a platoon situation, it would be catching to save the legs, the knees. So it's nice that they have that balance, and when needed, they can take an off day and cheer for the other guy.
And with the DH, if they're hot at the plate, you can rest them defensively, but still use their offensive might, which is the case for the Braves today with d'Arnaud and Contreras batting back-to-back on the lineup card.
And what I like about it, too, is they cheer for each other. It's not bad competition. They like to tease each other and help each other out. Travis, the elder statesman and leader, helping out young William. And when you have a locker room like that, it feels good everywhere.
It's chopped foul to Ron Washington, the Braves' third base coach, who's been a lot busier today than he has in the first 2 games of the series, which is good to see. Always want to have a happy flight home. Looking good. Midway through game 3, 6-0. The Braves are in front. 8 hits so far for Atlanta. 6 of them extra base hits. And this one hit toward right. Hayward on the run near the wall and on the running track makes the grab. Olson's going to tag, and he's going to make it to third standing up. So d'Arnaud is retired, and Contreras, the Braves DH, looks to get into the hit column. He's struck out and flied out today.
Tell you, I like Olsen moving up to third base right there, being aggressive. He started out halfway down the line. He saw Jason closing in on the ball, got back to second, tagged up. Now that takes away that slider in the dirt. Potentially wild pitch, pass ball.
Sampson versus Contreras. And in for a strike.
BJ was ready for him to swing. It's tough when you have one inning in the big league. Sampson, fastball, slider, change up, but he's only thrown a change to a lefty and just very, very small sample size.
Nothing in 2 for Contreras. A 3-run fifth for the Braves has broken the game open. The pitch. And he chased that and is down on strikes. But 4 extra base hits turned into 3 Atlanta runs. Michael Harris continues his sizzling road trip. He's hit another homer. This one into left at Wrigley Field of all places. 6-0 after 4.5. Sunday, the Braves and Cubs from Wrigley Field. This place is packed on a gorgeous day, and the Braves really having a good time. Up 6-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Big frame for Anderson. He's got to get through 5 with this lead to qualify for win number 6. This was the problem spot for him in his last start on the road trip. Here in the Cubs 5th, Wisdom, Horner, and Gomes are coming up. 1 ball, 1 strike. He is pumping those fastballs, man.
I love it, and I love that he's entering, as you see, 59 pitches this inning with a low pitch count.
Yep. Wisdom didn't get that. The old adage, work fast, change speeds, throw strikes. He's done it all. And this is 13th start of the year. And a swing and a miss. Wisdom is down on strikes. Back-to-back punch-outs for Anderson, who has 4 of those in the game. 1 away.
Watch this swing right here. Change up down. Bottom falls out of it.
If you're going to throw that pitch, that's where to throw it. I tell you.
That's like the Bugs Bunny. 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. The ball just never got there, and with the wind blowing in the direction that it is out to left field, his changeup has been fantastic today.
But you're getting ahead with that fastball. 0-2 count, 1-2 count. You're setting these guys up for that changeup in the dirt.
And that pitch right there, the curve, when you mix that in, all of a sudden the hitters are uncomfortable because you have multiple pitches working. They all work off each other. The high fastball off that curve, then you go the change that looks like the heater and dives. It's not.
Foul by Horner to the right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I like the fact that he didn't show his changeup an awful lot the first couple of innings of this game. It was mostly fastball, curveball. Not to say he didn't throw it, but that's a weapon he can break out if he needs to. But right now, his fastball is so good that Cubs haven't been able to catch up and do much with it. They only have 2 hits, both of them from Ian Happ. Everybody else is 0 for.
I just think Kranitz and him had a great game plan today. And I'm quite sure Kranitz came out early, looked at the flags, and said, look, we're not going to throw a lot of change-ups.
That's a fair ball. Quick release, strong throw, and they got him. Good play. Bang, bang play, but Riley's cannon takes care of Nico Horner. 2 outs.
Great play by Riley, knowing the speed of Horner, getting rid of this ball quick. Good, strong throw across the diamond here.
My goodness, Eason's dad has a cannon.
So 2 outs. Yan Gomes struck out looking his first time up. He's 0 for 1. I know the metrics have said don't throw your fastball as much. I know fastball usage, Paul, has been down in years past. It amazes me that a guy with a fastball like Ian Anderson's, and I'm talking league-wide in a grand generality, why you would not throw that until they hit it.
Yeah. It's a great question. I have my thoughts. I think if you throw the ball up primarily, four-seamer, as hard as you can every time.
Well, Ian Anderson is just mowing down these Cubs. 69 pitches through 5 scoreless innings. He enjoys a 6-0 lead. And Ian's qualified for the win here in Game 3. Atlanta leads 6-0. There have been a couple of long drives from the Braves in this game. Michael Harris, one of them. Travis d'Arnaud, the other. And Kyle Hendricks has given up 6 runs in 4 1/3 innings and has since departed from the mound here at Wrigley Field. Braves country enjoying this one. 6-0, 2 Chicago hits. That's all they've gotten here in the series wrap-up. Braves trying to split the season series 3 up, 3 down against the Cubs. They haven't lost a season series to Chicago since 2017. So things are looking good. Duvall, Gosselin, and Harris coming up in the Braves' 6th inning. Adam today is 0 for 2. He struck out and he has grounded out. And that's over the netting. Back toward us and out of play. Strike 1. Sampson turns it loose. Good breaking ball had Adam off stride. It's 0-2. Home with the Giants tomorrow night. Quick turnaround for the Braves. Great matchup. Max Fried and Logan Webb kick off the homestand. That'll be a treat. Braves live at 6:30. First pitch 7:20.
Welcome back, Jock Peterson.
Yep. Another chance for the Braves fans off to our right. Can't wait to see Jock's reaction to getting his championship ring.
Yeah.
I know he's seen the videos, but when you get it and it's yours and you put it on the hand for the first time.
Oh, I know the fans are going to love it too.
Oh, yeah. 0-2 pitch. And even though Jock plays for the Giants, my question is, you guys are fashion mongers. Are pearls still in vogue?
Well,
now
it might be when he comes back to Truist Park.
Just for that series?
Yeah, just for the series.
Okay. Well, Brian, I expect you to wear yours for Game 1. Beginning at 7:20 tomorrow. A swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 2 for Sampson. Here's a look at what's on tap for the Braves during this upcoming homestand. Our Hyundai Inside the Numbers. The other emotional event will be Friday night. Freddie Freeman will be in Atlanta with the Dodgers for his first game since going to Los Angeles. That'll be emotional for all of us. And the Dodgers, who lead the National League West by a half game over the Padres, are going to come in a little shorthanded. Mookie Betts is going to go to the injured list.
Yeah.
He's got a cracked rib. And
tell you, it always happens. Your year is going great, and all of a sudden that injury bug hits your team. Albies for us.
Yeah.
And Mookie Betts for the Dodgers.
Well, look, Mookie Betts plays for the other team, right? We don't want to wish misfortune on anybody because Mookie Betts is one of the game's great players. I want to see him do his thing and see how the Braves get him out. But that won't happen this coming weekend. And I promise you there won't be many dry eyes in the house for Freddie Freeman. And it was already emotional out in L.A., as you guys saw. But when you come back to Atlanta, it'll be even more so for the now Dodger first baseman, as Gosselin didn't get that. 3 strikeouts in a row for Sampson, 2 away.
And that's why I'm glad Jeff is coming off vacation and back in the booth. He might be emotional.
I can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee you he'll be sunburned.
Yes.
And you know who'll be happy to have Jeff back in the booth? His wife, Katie. Get him
bet.
out of my hair. Very true. Very true. So here's Harris. He struck out and homered. And that's off the plate. 1 ball, no strikes. Michael keeps this up. He's got to have his name starting to be thrust into the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Yes, no doubt about it.
Hitting .329, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. You've scored 14 runs. You've played great defensive center field. For Michael Harris, his 21st Major League game, he scored 14 runs. You'll take that pace over the final 94 or 95. And that's low, 2 balls and a strike.
I love how Brian Snitker, when he was called up, said, I know he doesn't have a lot of at-bats, but we think he's up here to help us win. This isn't any sort of a promotional thing. We believe he's ready and he's going to help our team, and that's why he's in there, and we expect him to do so, and he was right.
Smoked again to left field. Playing deeply, Happ leaping, grab in front of the Toyota sign, and Harris's bid for a double is denied. Terrific catch, and the Braves are out in order in the 6th inning. It's 6-0. Say plus ça change. Another day, another game with 6 runs of support. He's averaging almost 7 runs per game from his offense. He's looked terrific. 5 shutout innings, 5 strikeouts. He's only walked 1 batter. And Ian Happ is the only Cub with a base hit. He's got both of them, 2 in his first 2 trips. And Happ not due here in the 6th inning. Skips up for Jason Hayward. 70 pitches for Ian Anderson through 5 innings and 1 pitch.
You ready? Faced 1 above the minimum through 5. About as efficient as you can get.
Don't want to start seeing this, though. He's been ahead of every hitter. And he falls behind Jason 2-0. Stay aggressive in the strike zone.
Forget that we were talking so great about you, Ian.
Jason Hayward is 1 for his last 16. And a 4-pitch walk opens the door for the Cubs in the 6th inning. So Rivas is coming up. He bounced out to short. That ended the Chicago 3rd. Alfonso Rivas is the batter. Rivas 2 for 5 in the series. And a little flare into left field's going to drop in for a hit. So here come the Cubs, top of the order due with 2 on and nobody out. You know what? Rivas has a good idea at the plate, doesn't he?
He does. Never fails, though, when you walk the leadoff guy. Not a ball not hit hard, but being aggressive. Rivas had a pretty good series since being called back up.
3 hits, scored a couple of runs, and now he's at first with nobody out. First at bat of the game for the Cubs with a runner at second base. And it's Christopher Morel who's lined out. That was a bullet in the 1st inning, and then a comebacker to the mound. This one ricochets off Ian's backside. He'll take the sure out at first. It advances the runners with 1 out.
Did a good job of protecting himself. Turning around, knocking that ball down. Like a hockey goalie then.
Nice curveball. I don't know how hard that ball hit him in the back of the leg, if it squared him up in the calf, but get a few outs before it stiffens up. Calf's no good.
Contreras has hit the ball on the ground twice. The Braves will concede a run for a ground ball hit to the left side of the infield. There's a nice body block by Travis d'Arnaud. 1 ball, no strikes. Here we go, Paul. This is the 3rd time through the order. We talked a lot about that. The numbers are what they are. First 2 times through, Ian has been dominant. When he sees a lineup a 3rd time, they've dominated him.
And I'm hoping today is different because he's mixed in that curveball. He has that good location. The wind's blowing on that change with some good action. So I do believe that if he continues to mix his pitches and give different looks, he could fare better today.
Fly ball right. Ronald coming on. Still coming. Still coming. He's got it, and Hayward won't advance. So the shutout's still intact. Contreras flies out. And here is Happ, but this is the man that has both Chicago hits.
And he's fallen behind twice off of Ian. 0-2 line drives. You talk about strategy. He's been hitting the fastball well all day, so we may see that changeup on Ian Happ this at bat.
And Dansby wants to know what the thought process is, so he joins the meeting on the mound as the Braves discuss strategy. Let's check out a word from our friends at Texas Pete.
Welcome to the tribe. The Texas Pete tried and true. Texas Pete, sauce like you mean it.
In 12 2/3 innings against the Cubs, Ian Anderson has not given up a run. He's got 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs here and a 6-0 lead.
Most of the time to left-handed hitters, you'll see the shift played pull side. Braves are playing him opposite right now.
Bell-tie strike evens the count. Hayward at 3rd, Rivas at 2nd. He's gotten ahead of him. Let's see if he can finish him off this time. Now again a 2-strike count for the Cubs left fielder.
Well, the previous 2 at bats, he tried to sneak the fastball by him and it didn't work. So we may see that curveball changeup right here, Paul.
I like it.
Check of the runner at 3rd. The pitch popped up back toward us and just shy of the upper deck.
I'm ready to make a play up here.
You're in range. .82 pitches now for Anderson. Who delivers? Good stop.
I don't like curve after change because you've slowed the bat down. I do like change after curve because it has the appearance of a fastball, so you pitch off combinations. So I would go back to the fastball here.
VR waits on deck. The Braves want to see him in the 7th. First, the 2-2 pitch. Away.
Wow, that's a good pitch there. Ian Happ is locked in. You don't swing at that pitch, ball.
Good battle right here.
Good changeup down in the zone. Strike 3 here.
Payoff. On the ground, Olson bobbles, recovers, and steps on the bag. The shutout bid is still alive for Ian Anderson. He strands a pair in the 6th inning. It's 6-0 Atlanta.
Working this afternoon. Certainly looking forward to getting home tonight and spending some time with their loved ones. And Chip, Paul, BJ, to all those behind the scenes of our Bally Sports crew here this afternoon, and to Braves country, just fathers and father figures out there, thank you so much for all the work that you have done. And I certainly want to say to those of you in the booth today that I get to see being the devoted and loving fathers that you guys are. You set such a great example, you three. And to my father at home, Bob, I have a moment here to give him a shout out. I wouldn't be here without him and his love and support, and just thank you guys. For me, I'm going to get emotional. I get to work with you guys, but to see the fathers that you are at home, and certainly this weekend on the road, just be lucky you don't have kids that are in that American Girl or Lego stage, because these poor guys in the clubhouse, man, they have had their work cut out for them this weekend. Let's just say that.
Well, Kel, for those of us who are a little further down the path of life, let's just say we've done our time with American Girl and Lego, right?
I believe it, gentlemen. Yep.
But
and they're all
sweet.
Wonderful children that you have raised.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank
That's
you,
very
Kelly.
Sweet. Hope Bob the Bowler's having a great day today.
It was very nice.
It's bounced foul by Ronald Acuna Jr. The top of the order is coming up. It's been a happy homecoming for Kelly, too. She was very popular, very well-respected reporter for so many years with the Cubs. We're lucky to have her with us in Atlanta, so I hope she's enjoyed her visit back to Wrigley.
It was awesome to see that, too. I mean, everybody was hugging Kelly. I was like, wow, that is awesome.
I thought Chip Carey was big here in Chicago until Kelly Cole showed up. Had to tell some Cubs fans you can't have her back.
And you know she's popular when she takes you out to dinner and everybody knows her, man. I'm like, woo, celebrity.
1 ball, 2 strikes for Ronald, and that's up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But shout out to Chip Carey, who took us all out last night.
That's right.
Harry Carey's,
Thank you
the
so
best
much.
steak in Chicago.
Great. It was a
Wouldn't
fun
even
time.
let me get the tip.
No.
Strong-armed me.
Hey.
Wow.
BJ, you should have seen how quick the fight was with Paul on that offer. First pitch popped up to shallow center, and that's going to be handled by VR for out number 1. They're in the 7th inning. I don't know who's singing the 7th inning stretch today. Jody Davis did it yesterday. It was terrific. The Gainesville, Georgia native, former Brave, former Cub. Kind of hope we see the old guy with the glasses on the video board. So 1 away here in the 7th inning. Dansby Swanson. Good day for Dansby again. Man, oh man, 2 more hits, 2 more runs. And as always, terrific defense at shortstop. Braves win this one. They'll be 38-29, fellas.
Gotta say, Chip, last night Harry Carey brought back some memories.
Yeah.
I remember my rookie year. Playing in St. Louis, playing against the Cubs. Big rivalry. And me coming off the football field, I don't know much about baseball. And Ozzie Smith throwing the 7th inning stretch. Everybody in the stands looking up at the press box. And Ozzie said, hey, BJ, who are they looking at? And I get out there and I look up and I say, hey, they're looking at some guy with some big glasses on singing. Did not know that was your grandfather. And boy, after that game, they brought your grandfather down to the clubhouse, and they just blasted me, man. I learned every broadcaster after that game.
Smart decision. Smart decision. No, he was something else. He had fun, that's for sure.
You must not have had cable in the 80s watching WGN.
No, football. I watch football.
Okay.
All I can say is, as a member of that particular family, it's terrifying to see your future.
Yeah.
The pitch.
Very true.
Outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
And to sit right next to you and see it happening, you know?
Yeah. The glasses are getting bigger. The waistline's getting bigger.
Hair's getting a little bit of gray in there. A little bit.
Yep.
Okay.
But a lot of fun to come back. A lot of great memories here. The pitch. Foul back for Dansby. Braves making some memories today and hoping to gain some ground on the Mets as well. Sandy Alcantara's got a 5-2 lead in the 8th inning of that game in New York. Braves started play today, 6.5 games behind the Mets. Go home 5.5 back. Nice homestand. Rivalry games with the Giants, Dodgers, and Phillies coming up. Things about to get a whole lot more fun for Atlanta, which is bidding to win 15 out of 17 games today. Hope you'll stick around for the stretch presented by Georgia Natural Gas. Lauren Jabara is in the studio. Peter Moylan, Nick Green are with her. They'll be talking about the great start for Ian Anderson today, who has thrown 6 shutout innings so far. They'll break it down for you when the Braves are done hitting in this inning.
Tell you what, David Ross has to be impressed with this young man, Sampson. He's put out the fire.
Bullet hit to third, and it's stuck in the glove of Patrick Wisdom. Tough break for Riley, but he's got 2 hits. And the Braves have a big lead. 7th inning stretch time at Wrigley on Father's Day. Let's send it back to Atlanta. Lauren, take it away. Great jobs, Ian Anderson. 6 shutout innings. He has allowed just 3 hits. And he'll face VR, Wisdom, and Nico Horner in the 7th inning. Ian Anderson trying to slay some personal demons. Looking good this 3rd time through the order, ball. 85 pitches. You know, Snit would like to get him through 7 innings complete if he can.
This is how you bounce back from a tough outing. Get the ball, throw strikes, miss.
In the air toward left. 1 pitch. And 1 out. VR is retired.
Well, that's a great start.
I was going to say mix your pitches, but I didn't even have time to get it out, BJ. He's on a mission.
Yeah, if he can get through this inning and maybe 1 more with that pitch count, you know, you got 4 against San Francisco coming up. You need that bullpen ready to go.
That's a milestone out for Ian Anderson. That's the first out he's gotten in the 7th inning all year. It comes on June the 19th. So Patrick Wisdom is the hitter. Anderson has pitched 7 innings 5 separate times in the major leagues. That's a career high. He'll try to equal that here. As Wisdom has walked and struck out, the bullpen is going to get busy. Dylan Lee and Jesse Chavez are working.
You know, last inning, leadoff walk to Jason Hayward. This inning, he comes back throwing strike 1.
And just threw a really nice curveball with tremendous 12-6 downward action. Best curveball of the day came in the 7th.
That's off the netting foul. Braves have done a great job of quieting this big crowd at Wrigley Field. A 3-run homer in the 1st inning from Travis d'Arnaud set the tone for the Atlanta offense. And 40,369 fans packed Wrigley Field today. Been a great attended series.
That doesn't include the rooftops, does it?
That does not.
How many more we got out there?
A lot. A lot on a beautiful day. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson's 91st pitch. Caught on and missed. He's trying to finish with a flourish. 2 up, 2 down. 6 strikeouts for Ian. He's gotten Wisdom twice.
Watch the action on this changeup. comes in, and when you got to get ready for 95 and all of a sudden the ball spins and you're early, nothing you can do.
Nico Horner is 0 for 2. He's hit the ball to third twice, once into a double play. Ball 1. Got a couple of guys that had not played in Wrigley Field until this series. For the Braves, Michael Harris, who's got 3 hits, including a home run. This is the first time Ian Anderson has pitched on this mound. And he has not yet, knock on wood, given up a run to the Cubs as a big league starter. That is impressive. That's up and away. 3-0. I've said it before and I'll say it again, at least for me, as impressive as Ian's stuff has been, his pace has been a whole lot better. I truly believe that's helped him today.
Big time. I love what I see out of him today. Getting the ball, getting back on that mound and throwing it. Not thinking a lot, just hitting his spots and being aggressive.
It's about 10 seconds between pitches.
Yep. And let me tell you, when you struggle as a pitcher and you get in a slump, the best advice I ever got, and this came from Leo Mazzoni, is to go back and look at the tapes where you've done really, really well. Don't watch your bad ones. So you want to keep this one in the library, and whenever you get in trouble, go back and watch this again. Sometimes you start watching the tapes trying to figure out what you're doing wrong, and then you're watching yourself struggle, and it kind of ingrains in your brain, and you want to go back and watch the good ones, and your brain will figure out what you were doing wrong.
Again, a 3-2 pitch for Horner, and that hit him on the elbow. And Ian Anderson has a 2-out base runner in the 7th inning. And Yan Gomes coming up.
Like a changeup got away from him there.
It was.
And is that going to be all? Brian Snitker is going to come out and go to his bullpen. So 6 2/3 for Ian Anderson. Snit is going to get Ian out after 99 pitches unofficially. We'll break that down for you when we come right back.
Braves Baseball is brought to you by Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram and by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Great outing by Ian Anderson, his first ever at Wrigley Field. Fastball, curveball, changeup were dazzling. 6 2/3 shutout innings. And with the big lead, were you guys surprised that Snit pulled him as he approached 100 pitches?
I was. I'm going to be honest. I thought he would give him one more batter. You know, he struck out Gomes twice already. But, hey, terrific job. And Snit's the manager. He makes those moves.
And Jesse Chavez goes to work and slings that one up there. You know, Jesse's fired up to face the Cubs. He was with Chicago. They traded him to the Braves for Sean Newcomb. And Jesse's done terrific work in a multitude of roles in the Braves relief corps. And that's up and away. 2 balls, no strikes.
I remember when Snit pulled Ian in the World Series with a no-hitter. Second guess that, but gotta give Snit credit. He pushed all the right buttons. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him in here. Maybe one more hitter.
A shot to right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And with Acuna's arm, they don't want to risk getting Horner thrown out at third base. The Cubs play it station to station with 2 outs. They're in the 7th inning, and Jason Hayward's coming up.
Little inside-out swing, BJ.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking that way. Able to get his hands in. You can see his eyes trying to drive it that way. Keep the line moving.
Jason Hayward has bounced out and walked. He's the 8th place hitter for the Cubs. 10 RBIs on the year. One of them has come in this series. Don't want another one today. And a little pop is going to be caught by Austin Riley, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the 8th inning. The Braves in command of Game 3. It's a 6-0 score. To the Marlins and the Mets. Seth Lugo facing Gerard Encarnacion. An opposite field grand slam for his first major league hit. What a way to break in. That breaks the heart of the Mets, who are trailing 5-2. Sandy Alcantara on the mound for the Marlins. If that score holds and our score holds, we'll head home 5.5 back in the division.
Wow, what a start to that young man's career. Man.
That's happened before to the Marlins, and it involved an Atlanta native. Jeremy Hermida had a grand slam in his early days as a Marlin.
Well, how about back to this game? Sampson retired all 8 batters so far with 4 strikeouts.
Fastball is exploding late life.
I think David Ross might talk to this kid about being a starter.
Could be.
Matt Olson's had a nice day. 2 doubles and a walk. He's also scored a run. He's knocked in a run. And didn't get that. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Olson, the Braves cleanup man today. Travis d'Arnaud will follow him. That duo's knocked in 4 of the runs. Another shot scorched the other way. Boy, this is great to see from Matt Olson. He's on his way to second. He'll slide in safely. Nothing better than a 3-double day, huh?
From the doubles machine. Unbelievable.
So
but
27 of them.
This is huge, though. 3 hits for Olson. Hopefully this will get him going. Looks like he's staying on that pitch away really well today. Something that he struggled with coming into today.
That's what I love, is that he's pulled 1 down the line and 2 the other way. When you're a pitcher and the guy's hitting the ball to both fields and hitting the ball where it's pitched, it makes your job more complicated.
So the Braves ending this road trip the way it began, with booming bats, this time at Wrigley Field in Chicago. 7 of the 9 hits for the Braves today have gone for extra bases. The first extra base hit came on the first pitch Travis d'Arnaud saw, and he blasted that out onto Waveland Avenue for a 3-run homer, and that's all Ian Anderson needed. Anderson went 6 2/3 innings of 3 hit shutout balls, 6 strikeouts. And as Paul has used the term, it's exactly right. A rebound effort for Ian, who needed it personally, and the team needed it collectively today. Mile-high fly ball toward left. And Happ will make that catch shoulder high. 2 away, or excuse me, 1 away, runner at second. Here's Contreras, who is 0 for 3. Before he changes that, let's enjoy a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care. That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
William 0 for 3 today as the Braves designated hitter. Didn't get that. Strike 1.
Mom and Dad have to be pleased with the series from the Contreras brothers.
Yeah, you can see William a little anxious today, more so than he's been. Swinging at pitches out of the zone.
I'll say this, personally speaking, I think Bill Miller's strike zone's been really good today. Hunting strikes. Nice job behind the plate. Nothing in 2. And a little number back to the mound. Sampson's going to make a flip to first in time for the second out. We're so pleased to be with you on Father's Day. We're also very proud of our Bally Sports crew. Last night, the Southeastern Region Emmy Awards were announced, and our Braves coverage team hit a couple of grand slams. They won an Emmy for the Sports Story of the Year. Kevin Allison and Greg Theriot for a 9/11 remembrance. The live single program, Braves Live pregame, Hank Aaron Weekend, Stephen Toth, Stephen Daly, Rick Soltis, Carvis Jones brought home the hardware. A sports program for live series, Hank Aaron Week, Christine Atkins, Greg Theriot, Esther Summersill. Sports interview discussion, The Kid and the Hammer, Building a Better Baseball, Christine Atkins, Greg Theriot, Esther Summersill, and Sean Farnham. Live sporting event, Braves and Phillies division clincher, Gretchen Caney, Mike Miller, Brandon Culpepper. As Adam Duvall hits with time called. Our director of Braves baseball on Bally Sports, Mike Miller, brought home an Emmy. And our own Gretchen Caney brought home the Emmy for the live sports producer in the Southeast region. We couldn't be happier of or prouder for our great teammates, and every single one of them deserves a big pat on the back. So guys, gals, way to go. What a way to celebrate Father's Day with that kind of great baseball coverage. They are, without question, the absolute best. 6-0 your score. As Atlanta trying to get out of town with a 4-2 road trip through D.C. and Wrigley Field. We're home for the 4th of July, as is customary. The Cardinals will be in town for a 4-game series. And Wednesday, July 6th, it's Brian Snitker World Championship bobblehead night for the first 15,000 fans. Go to Braves.com/promos and get your tickets now, because as you know, Braves are selling out at Truist Park. The Cardinals will be out in force. That's going to be a great series between two terrific title contending teams. Jesse Chavez versus Alfonso Rivas. So Jesse can finish this one out for the Braves, who enjoy a 6-0 lead.
When Jesse's in the zone, he is throwing all strikes. He's not wasting any pitches.
And he just struck out Rivas on 3. His first strikeout. BJ
Perfect example.
I think the guys are smelling this one. They want to get home and enjoy Father's Day, or what's left of it, when we get back to Truist Park late tonight. Top of the order, here's Christopher Morel. 1 ball, no strikes. Morel is 0 for 3.
You better be swinging, BJ.
That's right.
He was. It's 1-2.
That 88 right there looks like 98. Just coming out of it, rubber band arm. It's just, wow, looks a lot harder.
Off to our right. And hey, great catch. One-handed grab off to our right. Nicely done. And a Jackie Robinson jersey. That's impressive. The 1-2 pitch is low and away. Speaking of Jackie Robinson, at Dodger Stadium the other day, they unveiled a statue of Sandy Koufax.
Yeah.
Outside the ballpark. Right across from Jackie's at Dodger Stadium. Strike 3 inside corner. Back-to-back punch-outs. Told you, big strike zone. Braves in command. It's a getaway day strike zone right now.
It started to open up. You'll see that on getaway day. team has a big lead late in the game. Chavez worked in, out, in, out, in, out.
Look at Darno, though. Darno, I mean, that ball's a little inside, but the way he caught that ball and brought it back looked like a strike to me.
That, I talked to Sal Fasano about that. Why is that pitch framing so important, and how many of those strikes do you want to try to get a game? He said a great game is 7 to 12. Strikes that maybe weren't.
That's so many.
And he said if you think of it this way, if an inning for a reliever is 12 to 15 pitches, you get 7, 14, 21 of those stolen strikes in a series, as Contreras has a hit. Think of the number of appearances that is going to save a relief pitcher. And when you add that up over 162 games, then you see how important that strike framing and presenting ability can be.
You're right on. And, the jury's out sometimes on blocking baseballs from one knee. Darno's numbers is even better blocking on one knee than it is on two. But the reason he does the one knee is because he gets 2 to 3 years extra on his career. He thinks it's more talking to him. And then he thinks he frames better on one knee when he has a little bit of movement going into the pitch. Me as a pitcher, I like to see that glove, but that's what I was used to, and that's how I was trained. So catchers are getting used to catching differently. William Contreras, that's been a process over the last 2 to 3 years. He's had to learn. And pitchers are learning too on the different target.
Couple of strikeouts for Chavez. He's got Ian Happ set up 0-2 in the 8th inning. Happ has 2 of the 5 Cub hits. Braves lead at 6-0. The pitch is corked foul. Might have broken his bat.
Hey guys, I want you to take a look at this base hit by Contreras. Now we saw him steal a double yesterday just off a hustle alone, but the difference here, getting that ball in very quickly, not taking any chances. He stopped Contreras in his tracks. Michael Harris yesterday kind of, laid back, making that play. The grass is slow, and he was able to get a double. The difference defense makes.
Duvall let that ball go, didn't he?
Oh, he did. He saw Contreras running out the box very fast.
That one ricochets wildly off the bricks, and Jesse Chavez is the man who has to pick it up on the warning track. So a wild pitch will chase Contreras to second with 2 outs and a 1-2 count.
A wild pitch. Ball's supposed to be away. And it's in off the dirt. That's the only drawback to the one knee approach is you can't really dive and get over there if it's that bad a miss.
Popped up left side. I get it. I get the prolonging the career. I get the wear and tear. I get conserving energy, all of that. What I sometimes struggle with is when there's a runner at third.
Yeah.
And a ball gets by a catcher on the knee.
Well, and I asked him about that, and he said, Paul, my numbers are better blocking on one knee, so if you want me up on 2, sitting on 2 feet, he goes, then I will lose my ability numbers-wise to block the ball.
Up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
But I don't think every catcher is like that. But I agree with you if you can get a combination of both. But if you're going to tell me, hey, you're going to have a catcher who's a great blocker or a catcher who's a great framer, I'm going to pick great framer all day long.
Contreras blessed with catcher's speed at second. The pitch moved off the plate as Ian Happ full count. Don't want any drama here in the 8th inning. Braves do have a big lead. Sure, Snit would like to finish this game with Jesse Chavez if he can. What's left of this 40,000 numbered crowd hollering for Ian Happ to do something and spoil the Braves' shutout bid here in Game 3.
You're a Cubs fan on Father's Day. You come out to the game, didn't have a whole lot to cheer about today.
Just the way we like it, Paul.
Right.
The pitch is a little low, I guess. That was close. So hitting a walk with 2 out. Good eye by Happ, who's aboard for the 3rd time.
How do you take that pitch? Wow.
How do you not call that pitch a strike?
Yeah, exactly.
Here's VR. He has struck out twice and flied out. So he's 0 for 3. This guy wants to swing the bat. I think he swung at the first pitch every time up.
Exactly. Flew out the left field on that first pitch last at bat.
No balls and a strike. 0-2. First National League final is in. The Pirates handed the Giants an unhappy flight. Pittsburgh beat them 4-3. We'll see San Francisco tomorrow night. Logan Webb and Max Fried. That is a great duel. I believe Miami just polished off the Mets. That is a 6-2 final. Here it's 6-0. Chavez, 27 pitches. And now the 1-2. Line drive into left field. That's down for a hit. Duvall handles cleanly. Here comes his throw to the plate. And everybody's going to hold. Man, Duvall unleashed a cannon shot again. But the Cubs threatening with the bases loaded. And 2 out. Single walk, single. And Brian Snitker is on his way out. Jesse Chavez can't get us through the 8th inning. And Snit will have to go to the bullpen with Patrick Wisdom coming up. Cubs aren't going quietly at home. They've loaded the bases. With 2 outs, it's 6-0 here at Wrigley.
The GMC Sierra heavy-duty truck. Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet. Only from Xfinity. And by Kaiser Permanente.
Braves fans having a happy Father's Day. Man, is there anything better than a big league game with your dad? Certainly not if you're a Braves fan today. As A.J. Minter will come on and try to clean up some 8th inning trouble here. The Cubs have him loaded with 2 outs.
The numbers speak for themselves. I love the only 5 walks.
Minter has been one of the top left-handed pitchers in the game. Starter, reliever, doesn't matter. He has been dominant. He is so good in these spots. Base runners on, getting the first batter faced. Want to stifle this rally right here, right now. 1 ball, no strikes. And foul back. It's an even count.
That wind blowing out to left too, and his arm angle from the left side. That cutter should have a little extra bite to it. See if he goes to it here. Shoot for the middle. See if you can get that heat-seeking missile on the inside part of the plate to a righty.
A ball and a strike. Hit high in the air by Wisdom, but right at Ronald, shielding his eyes from the sun, and makes the catch. And that will retire the side. Minter does it again. Cubs fail to score in the 8th, and we head to the 9th, up 6. What better place to cover a Major League game than Wrigley Field in Chicago? Braves have had a bunch of extra base hits in this game and in this series. And today, 6 runs on 9 hits for the Atlanta offense. 7 of the 9 Braves safeties, doubles or more, including 2 homers. As we head to the 9th inning with Phil Gosselin leading off, looking for his first major league hit this season. As the Cubs fans in the bleachers, once again, Bertie, do not disappoint.
That is the Snake Cup.
Now, where is this one? Is this one in left or right today? They have one in left field that went from the 368 sign all the way to the top row. There they are again, back at it.
Yep, left field.
Wonder what the record is on length for one of those.
All I know is if I'm David Ross, I'm moving this kid Sampson into my starting rotation.
He's been dealing 3 2/3 innings, and he's picked up now 5 strikeouts as Gosselin is retired, 1 away in the 9th inning.
Got Tom Seaver's number. He's looking like him right now. That slider and fastball that explodes combo.
He's probably saying, and you guys left me down for what reason?
Service time, Brian. Service time. I don't know why, but they're glad he's up here now. He's having a good day.
Yeah, 30 years old. He's back up and hasn't given up a run this year. Small sample size, but still looks good.
Another player that went overseas to figure things out to get back to this level. He played in Korea. Out of Sammamish, Washington. Another Tommy John guy.
First name is Adrian. Nickname is Yo Adrian.
He had 6 starts in the minors this year.
This ball drilled toward right field and deep. Hayward going back to the warning track and a step shy. Michael Harris hit it into the teeth of the wind that time. Any other day, that's long gone. But boy, he's had an impressive road trip. Can't wait to get him back and turn him loose on the Giants tomorrow night.
Yeah, he just continues to impress me, guys. And you're right. If that ball's out of here, if that on a normal day here. But it just shows you the power that he has.
Yeah, to left, now right center.
Now right, yeah.
He truly has been line to line in the early days of his big league career. What a first 3 weeks for Michael. As Ronald tries to leave town with a hit, that's bounced foul. Ronald 0 for 4 in today's game. Fried and Webb tomorrow night. Logan Webb is a guy, when he's on, will wear out your infield grass. That heavy sinker. He is a really good pitcher. So's our guy, Max Fried. Check swing roller right out in front of the plate. And the peg to first is in time, and that sends us to the bottom of the 9th inning. A 4-2 trip awaits with 3 more outs at Wrigley. Bottom of the 9th inning, there's your score, 6-0. The Braves have 7 extra base hits. One of them came in the first inning. Our StatCast 3D presented by Google Cloud.
How about Mr. d'Arnaud? Not missing that changeup up in the zone. 108 off the bat. 433, man, that's a bomb.
Out onto Waveland Avenue in left field here in Chicago. So d'Arnaud continues his sizzling work at the plate. He's got 9 home runs, 31 RBIs, and now he'll catch Kenley Jansen. Why is Kenley in a 6-0 game? Well, look at the calendar. Kenley Jansen hasn't pitched in a big league game in a week.
I gotta love those career numbers at Wrigley Field. It seems that it doesn't matter where he pitches. We saw the numbers in Colorado. He's just got good numbers across the board. Potential future Hall of Famer here. I would be surprised if he wasn't. He's been outstanding his whole career, a converted catcher. And yes, when you don't pitch for a while as a closer, you need to get sharpened up.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched at all on the road trip. So get him some work now. Hopefully it's an uneventful inning as Nico Hoerner greets him first in the 9th inning. 6-0. Braves have the lead.
BJ, he probably made a call down in the dugout, says, hey, let me play too.
Yeah, I'm with you, though. You got a big series coming up. You want to sharpen those tools before this week.
On the ground, Dansby picks out the third hop. And Jansen gets a ground out. There's out number 1. Join us again tomorrow night for the Giants and the Braves. It's a 4-game series. And our coverage begins tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern on Bally Sports South and the Bally Sports app. Braves baseball is presented by Truist. Max Fried, Logan Webb will be the pitchers. Max Fried has won 7 consecutive decisions after he beat the Nationals in his last start at Nationals Park.
Jansen staying in the theme of Anderson. Strike 1.
I asked some Braves hitters what it's like to face him. They said you go to swing, you think you're on it, and the next thing you know, it's an infield fly.
Fly ball hit toward left. Long run Duvall, but he's near the line and makes the catch. So Kelly, looking at the calendar, it's been a while for Kenley Jansen. What's he been doing to stay as sharp as possible during this brief intermission?
Guys, if you saw his long toss routine before games, it's unbelievable, is it not? And when he's not pitching in as much, he says he really amps that up. But getting in here this afternoon, he said, was really important to him because getting back in rhythm before, of course, the Giants, the Dodgers, and the Phillies come to town. He spoke specifically about that, and he said, I'm grateful for the rest I've had the last week, but when the saves come, they come in bunches, and he wants to be ready here for this upcoming schedule when they get home.
Well, he looks good as gold today. Jason Hayward stands in the way for the Cubs. And a blistering strike.
And you know what I saw before the game? I saw Jansen catching Fried. I'm like bringing back some old memories.
Yeah. Former catcher.
Yeah.
And when you see a catcher, they usually throw behind their ear. Jansen with that long drop in the arm. You'll see it right here. Unusual.
And now we're a strike away from a winning road trip and shaving another game off the Mets' lead in the division.
This will be a good salvage to the series. Like you said, walking away on a 4-2 road trip.
High fly ball to right. Ronald's coming in. He says he's got it, and he does. And the Braves have shut out the Cubs. 6-0 is your final score. Lots of extra base hits. A bounce back game from Ian Anderson, and we head back home with a 4-2 trip. 5.5 behind the Mets.
What a game by Ian Anderson. You said he chomping at the bit after his last start. Very aggressive in the strike zone with his fastballs, getting ahead of hitters. He was terrific, Paul.
I know this series, we didn't win the series, but 2 really important things happened. Ian Anderson and Charlie Morton, who have at times struggled this year, got back on track. That bodes well for the rest of the season. No guarantees, but I am so looking forward to seeing this team in the next couple weeks.
And they finished off a very important part of their schedule in great shape. 29 games against losing teams. The Braves went 21-8 in that stretch. That's what's helped them shave 5 games off the divisional lead. It was a family affair on Sunday at Wrigley Field, and a very happy Father's Day for the Braves, who shut out the Cubs by a final score of 6-0. Can't wait to get back home to start a big homestand with the Giants. Bertie, BJ, Kelly, happy Father's Day to you guys. It was a pleasure working with you here in Chicago. Let's head home, and let's head to the Atlanta studios for Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. That's coming up next.